You have an inner narrator. I do, unfortunately. It troubles me. I also have conversations with it, to the point that sometimes I've been concerned if I have mental troubles, but I don't. I've assured myself. If you have an inner narrator, that little narrative voice in your head when you're reading, thinking, or writing, not positive, but sometimes it can sound different than your actual voice. That it definitely does. A lot of the time, it sounds like an interviewer. Like, I'll just be thinking things in my head, and then I'll immediately think, like say I'm just walking along and I'm thinking, man, the leaves sure are brown. That's beautiful. And I'll be like, but that's a sign of death. And I'll be like, shut up. That's pessimistic. Shit like that. Are your voices you or other voices? They're me. They're me. That's the thing. That's the separation. I've never had that moment of like thinking I could not control my head voice. I just also have conversations with myself in my head voice. Which, yeah, when I first found out that other people don't have a head voice at all, and I was like, wait, so you guys don't like plan out conversations and like think to yourself and basically like have an interview throughout your day? And the looks that I got from some people made me go, uh-oh. Am I like early on the path for a dark thing? But no, I'm fine. I just have a very compelling head voice and like to talk to myself. God, mood. Sometimes I realize when I'm reading that I'm narrating the words aloud in my head voice and my own voice, and it throws me off. Yeah, I remember having that conversation with my teacher when I was very young. In fact, this connects so much to the idea of like dark fiction, whether it's able to actually like mess with your mind if you engage with it. Because I remember when I was young talking to one of my teachers. Oh my God, I've forgotten about this conversation until this moment. I talked to one of my teachers and was saying like, miss, how do I like not hear the bad guy's words in my own voice? And I remember the teacher being like, what do you mean? And I was like, well, when I'm reading the words, I don't mean to do it, but I repeat some of the bad words that they say. Sometimes they say bad things and that comes out in my voice, so it's like I'm saying them. And the teacher was just like, that's normal. Everyone does that. And I was like, oh, okay. So yeah, I think that was the first step of realizing, just because it's in my head, it doesn't mean it's something that I actually believe. But yeah, that was definitely a conversation that was weird for me at the moment. Thank God my teacher had a head voice as well, because I have also met people in like the last 10 years where they just do not believe that other people have head voices and think they make it up. I've met quite a few people who are like, head voice doesn't exist. You guys are just trying to sound intelligent and weird and unnatural. Nobody actually does that. Nobody actually thinks out loud in their head. And I'm just sitting there like, yeah. What I definitely have is, I know that I've been playing video games too much if I start to like dream in the video game's HUD. Or like even sometimes when I'm fully awake, like when I was super addicted to MMORPGs, I remember just like going for walks at night. Cause this is also when I was like, what's the word? Chunibyo? Agoraphobic. I forget, shut in, hikikomori, neat, that kind of thing. Agoraphobic. The only time I would go out was like super late at night. And yeah, I would start to realize that when I was going out and away from the computer, I would still see like at the bottom of my vision, action bars from Guild Wars 2, and I was like, oh, I've been playing that game way the fuck too much. Not the HUD. Yeah, exactly. And that's happened to me with a few other games. That even happened to me with Valorant at one point. That's why I was like, I need to stop playing Valorant, because there was a point where I was playing it quite a bit on stream, but then also off of stream to like de-stress. And there were just occasional points where I would just be like, where's the mini-map? Wait a minute. Have you ever dreamt in subtitles? Because I have done that before. I've had dreams where I'm convinced I'm talking Japanese, but then there's English subtitles that are what I'm actually probably thinking. And then, yeah, you wake up and you're like, that was the stupidest shit. Yeah, okay, good. It's not just me. I like sharing things where I'm like, is this crazy? Should I see somebody? But I'm glad I'm not the only one. I think if you watch like too much content that is like subtitled, then yeah, you get to the point where like the things you're saying, it definitely wasn't Japanese because I don't know Japanese. There's no chance of me making up like full sentences in Japanese in my head while I'm dreaming. But yeah, in my mind, I was convinced, Watashi wa Nihongo o shabettimasu. And then there are subtitles underneath, which are the, you know, the words that I'm actually probably saying. But yeah, in my mind, I was dreaming in Japanese with subtitles. Oh my god. English is not my first language, but I speak / write / listen to it so much on a daily that my entire internal dialogue is just English at this point. Oh no. I'm sure that must get confusing when you're trying to think of like a word in your native language. Because with me, I even sometimes get like just Japanese and Spanish mixed up, even though I don't know that much Japanese or Spanish. But there'll be times when I'm trying to speak Spanish and I'm like, me gusta. I don't know. Buta. Buta just means pig. That doesn't make much sense. But anyway, sometimes when I'm trying to speak Spanish, I'll start like dropping in things like wa and da and desu as well, where it just like it does not fit, but it's like